Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you hear me there, Mr. Wyatt? Excellent. You can go whenever you're ready. Good to go. All right, good morning, everybody. We're just doing a little bit of a synopsis and just a heads up of what to expect here today, because we've been talking about the threat of rain today. We've mentioned the possibility of severe weather. I just thought we'd get some clarity on what's going to be happening as we go through the day today. So here's what we know right now: the rain, the stormy parts of this system are way down in the boot of Louisiana near Baton Rouge. In fact, we're going to zoom in on those really quickly here, because this is where we expect the active weather to be here over the next several hours. So this is what we have. We call this an MCS, mesoscale convective system, and this is going to hug, really move right along the Gulf Coast states, maybe stretching up towards Meridian, Mississippi as we go through the day today. For us, I expect a lot of rain later on today. Now, is there potential for a strong thunderstorm or two? There is. It looks marginal, in my opinion here. We've been watching this pretty steadily here throughout the week. I'm going to try to draw a line here where I think this overall evolution of this is going to head. So if we go to where it is right now, probably going to follow a plane similar to this, fanning out as it does. So you'll have your strongest storms moving down along the coast, right? That's where you have your good inflow from the Gulf of Mexico. That's where the most instability is in between these two areas. So this line, it may fan out and get as far north as Birmingham. Now, something I have noticed just within the last about 30 to 45 minutes is we've had a few breaks in the cloud cover here in central Alabama. So something that we always talk about as far as energy goes, right? These storms, they need fuel. You got to have something. You can have all the greatest ingredients ever in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It doesn't matter if we don't have some way to get it started, some sort of fuel source here. So with that, we're going to go to a look at our visible satellite. And you can see here that we do have some breaks in the clouds over central Alabama. This could lead to some further destabilization. As you see here near Tuscaloosa, near Birmingham, there's breaks in the cloud cover. So could we see a little bit of added energy? Sure. I think in general today, it looks like what we're going to see is a lot of heavy rain as we head into the afternoon hours. So I'm going to jump. This is one of our short-term or our higher resolution short-term models here, future radar, future view, whatever you'd like to call it. And I'm going to play this forward here, given the idea that, say we see our window open at right around 1 o'clock. So here's the band in question. The closer you are to the coast, the better chance you have of the instability dynamics maybe overlapping. But this is going to move through as really a swath of rain and thunderstorms here. So this is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, widespread rain. If you're north of Birmingham, it's probably just a rainmaker for you, some thunder as well. But this continues through about 7 o'clock this evening as far as the heavier rain goes. Then that lead edge, once that moves through here, I think what we get after, say, 7 or 9 o'clock tonight is going to be more in the way of light shower activity. This model shows a refueling, maybe a stronger batch coming through. It's really hard to get a secondary strong wave of storms to come through once we've had rain through a good part of the day. So again, while we're not totally ruling that out, it looks like this is going to be multiple rounds of rain. What we could honestly see after that first round is what comes through later on this evening being even lighter in nature as that front progresses through. We could even have some rain continue into the day on Thursday. So again, I think this looks like primarily a rainmaker for us. Let's show you a couple of other products we got here. This is a timing from the storm predictions, or excuse me, the National Weather Service in Birmingham. This map here of when they think, the arrival times will be. And again, all we're trying to do here is lay out a general idea of what we think today. I personally do not think this is a great setup for severe weather. I think our team kind of has reflected that as well. But the timing for when that heavier rain, and I'm not saying, heavy rain is very much impactful. It can be. That's why we're not, totally dismissing this. But as far as a tornado threat, a wind threat, that in the widespread nature doesn't look like it's going to pan out too much as we go through the day today. But this line, as it evolves and moves across the state, could bring with it some heavy rain, perhaps some brief embedded wind gusts. And something else to factor in here is gradient winds. When we talk about the potential for gradient winds, we're talking about non-thunderstorm related winds. So this is just as a front moves through, your pressures change, your heights fall, and you tend to get these just blustery conditions, not at all associated with any sort of thunderstorms here. So we'll be watching this very carefully. Again, if you guys have any questions, I'll try to be interactive on this, but the general thinking is as we go through the day today, rain moves in here later on this morning, perhaps in our southern and western counties by about noon. It'll be tracking across central Alabama as we go through the day, and we will have the potential for some higher rainfall totals here. I'm going to pull something else up here in just a moment and just kind of look at this from another model perspective, because I think there's another model that actually depicts this a little bit better here. And if you just give me a second. And again, if you have any questions, I got the chat up here. Hello from Pell City, from Celigent. Again, this is just an update. This is not hype. This is not, hey, everybody pay attention. This is, you got kids. I have kids. I want to know what it's going to be like heading out the door too. So that's all I'm trying to is just fill you in. I'll never hype anything that I think that doesn't need to be hyped just for the sake of it. But there is a lot of things you guys can hear out there, so I'm just trying to give you my perspective of it. So this is another model, and I think this one's been a little bit better at grasping this particular situation. So I'm going to push this ahead to about 1 o'clock today, right? So what do we have? Still, same thing. It's showing a big swath of rain coming into our westernmost counties, as the other model does. But I think what's going to happen is this is going to fan out. This is going to be a big area of what we call stratiform rain, or outflow-dominated rain. In a stable atmosphere, you get this heavy rain, and you get these cold pools. And that ends up being just a really, really widespread area of light to moderate, in some cases heavy rainfall. And that's what I think we're going to see throughout much of the afternoon and into the evening here. Once that lead edge moves into Georgia of that line, we will start to see lightning rain. And what we'll likely have, or I should say lighter rain, what we'll likely have overnight tonight, hit and miss showers. The front will have not passed yet. So we will have that rain threat up until early on Thursday morning. So again, rain threat here today. We will likely see this wrapping up on Thursday. Breezy, cloudy conditions for us. And again, with our severe threats here, I don't really see tornado, certainly don't see a hail threat. Wind gust, maybe an embedded wind gust here. And then flooding, if we have anything, that's what we're probably going to have to deal with here today. We have a lack of instability. This is the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma's outlook. And a lot of y'all look at this and message on Facebook and say, hey, I'm seeing these colors. It's a scary graphic, and I understand that. This is absolutely something that can be loud, and if you see it and perceive it as one way, can give you storm anxiety. That's exactly what I had, as a kid, was that storm anxiety. So knowing a little bit more about this graphic helps. I think with the limited instability, now granted, if the sun comes out for a long period of time today, this could change. As of now, so 8:45 this morning, I think this is a rain event for us. We could have at times some flooding, mainly in areas south of Birmingham. I'd say in a line from Utah, Centerville over to Alexander City, probably where we'll see some of the heaviest rain later on today. And we will monitor this for any changes as we move forward. Here's the great news, and I'll leave you with this, a little bit of good news. A look at our forecast here. Hey, A-Day, where are my Bama fans at? I'm a Mississippi State guy myself, but I recognize when we have a nice event taking place, and that being A-Day. Caleb DeBoer's headline, or his first time, I guess, out there with the team on Saturday, looks good. Sunny skies, temperatures will be in the upper 70s for that day, and really into next week we are very, very quiet. So it's just a matter of getting through here today. Again, we'll have updates if need be. Again, I expect much of this afternoon to be a soaker for us, a lot of rain, heavy at times, some thunder. Can't totally rule out the chance of a stronger thunderstorm, but I think this is more or less a rain setup for us than a severe threat. Again, Evan Chickvara live here in the Weather Center. I'll try to answer some of these. Any other questions you guys have, we will answer that on Facebook. For now, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Hopefully this rain will wash away the pollen, and this will give us a beautiful weekend ahead. Have a good one.